Hey guys, Jack here. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Legends video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the top 10 premium units released in 2024. Let's get into it. Alright, first of all, I'm going to talk about the criteria I'm using to rank these units. First of all, it depends on how good the unit is. Good in a fun way, not in a toxic way. Because there are a lot of units in 2024 that really changed the meta. And for example, Ultra Majin Vegeta won't be on this list because he was really good, but really toxic and not fun to play against. Whereas the new Beast Gohan is really good, but generally people like him and his new mechanics make him fun, so he's good in a fun way. So just because a unit is really good or was really good when they first came out, doesn't exactly mean they're gonna be on this list. I'm also going to be taking into consideration how well the unit aged. Just because a unit was good when it launched doesn't mean it's still good today. So obviously units that aged better and stayed good for longer, or are even still good today, those units will be ranked better on the list. And finally, I will be looking at the overall quality of a unit. Basically, how good are the animations and how good is the art. Also, if the unit was one the community was hyped for and actually wanted, that will rank it higher. Units that the community didn't really want probably won't be on this list. I want to say one more thing before we get into the list. This list is opinionated, so you do not have to agree with it, and I would be curious to see what your guys' lists are, so you can comment that down below. I will be taking the overall community's opinion into account for this list. Like, if there's a unit that the community really likes, then I'll definitely rank them higher because of it. However, the actual placements are opinionated. So, let's get into it. For a quick honorable mention, I would like to say the Fusion Zamasu Zenkai, because ever since he got his Zenkai, he's been pretty relevant and still really good. However, he isn't a new unit for 2024, which is why he's only an honorable mention. The number 10 spot of this list goes to Legends Limited Goku from Dragon Ball GT. This is the Goku that had the Universal Spirit Bomb as the legendary finish. The reason why this Goku has earned a spot is because this Goku was decently hyped. I remember people were pretty hyped for it. I mean, not the most hyped unit, but people were pretty hyped for it. Its art is excellent, and the animations are all pretty good. When this unit first released, it was really good. It remained relevant at least up until around the anniversary, and even though this unit isn't used today, overall, it was definitely one of the best releases of 2024. At the number 9 spot, we have Legends Limited Nappa that revives into Vegeta. Because this unit came out so close to the anniversary, it definitely was way less hyped than it could have been. However, I was still hyped for it, and I thought it was really good. The art for this unit was excellent, as well as the animations, and the revival feature made it very cool. This unit was pretty good when it released, and it could still be used for a little while after it came out. However, it just got completely overshadowed by the anniversary, and the fact that people didn't summon on it definitely was what made it not really get into the meta that much at all. So sadly, it's at a number 9 spot. Even though it's one of my favorites, I can't rank it any better, simply because I'm still going off of the community. Anyway, I do really like this unit. Let's move on. Now, the number 8 spot might be a bit controversial. However, I have Super Saiyan Goku from Dragon Ball Daima. I know a lot of people didn't really want Dragon Ball Daima for the Legends Festival, which is kind of why this is a controversial pick. However, I think this unit is amazing. It's really cool how they're able to adapt moments from Dragon Ball Daima into the game so fast, and I think it's awesome. The art is really good. The animations are absolutely amazing, and the unit itself is actually very good, and its value will only rise as we get more and more Daima units. So I think this unit is very fun to play as, it's very fun to play against, it's not toxic, and it's actually really good. So I think this unit is definitely deserving of being on this list, even if a lot of people probably disagree. Since this unit is still very new, I can't really tell if it's gonna age well. However, because they're only gonna add more and more Daima stuff, I do think it will age pretty well, and it will just get better and better teams to use with it in the future. Anyway, let's move on. In the number 7 spot, I have Legends Limited Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta that fuse into Gogeta. This unit has really good art and animations, but they also got the new fusing mechanic, which is just really hype and definitely made this unit a very unique one. On top of that, when this unit does fuse into Gogeta, they get the new Assault Chain ability, which has a really cool Strike Arts animation and a cool ability that nullifies unique gauges and cover changes from opponents when using strike cards. Just the fact that this unit was a Goku and Vegeta that fused into Gogeta is just so hype on its own that this unit definitely deserves to be on this list. This unit hasn't aged the best, but it is a Fusion Warrior unit, and the Fusion Warrior team gets buffs all the time, so you could pretty much use this unit on a Fusion Warrior team because it hasn't fallen off that much. So yeah, Fusion Warrior is just really popular, so you're pretty much always going to be able to run a Fusion Warrior team. This unit definitely earns its place in the number 7 spot. Let's move on. In the number 6 spot, we have Legends Limited Omega Shenron. This unit may not have been the most hype unit, but Omega Shenron aged really well. This unit was really good when it first came out, and it's still really good today. Don't get me wrong here, it's not as good today as it was when it first came out, but compared to the average Legends Limited unit, it has aged really well. Not to mention, this unit has insanely good animations. I would reckon this unit has some animations that are like ultra tier level, if not better than some ultras. And the art for this unit is also just amazing. This unit is one of my favorite units, and I had to put it on this list. The only reason why I won't rank it any better is because it wasn't that hype in the community overall. Anyway, let's move on. In the number 5 spot, we have Super 17. This unit's art and animations were alright. They were good, but not great. However, this unit was really good in PvP. This unit was just insanely good, and it pretty much gave us a meta reset. This unit definitely improved the meta in my opinion. After this unit dropped, I saw way less Ultimate Gohans, way less Goku and Bardoks, way less Evo Kens, and way less Ultra Instinct Sign Gokus. I still saw the Ultra Instinct Sign Gokus, but they were just less frequent, and I'm happy for that. Even though this unit could definitely be considered toxic at times, I definitely think it was a good unit overall in the long run. The unit aged pretty well. It's still usable today, but there are definitely better options. But compared to other units of its time, like the Legends Limited Universal Spirit Bomb Goku, this unit has aged way better than that Goku and other units that released around the same time. Super 17 may not have been a super hype unit, but he definitely shook up the meta so much that he deserves a good spot on this list. I also do think Super 17 is really cool. Anyway, let's move on to the next unit. For the number 4 spot, I have Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. This unit had really good art and really good animations. It was also really good in PvP and was a good way to fight against other really annoying units. This Gogeta's counter gauge was definitely good for the meta because it could stop long combos, and his green card was an AoE green card, which is really good. In case you guys don't know, his counter gauge allows him to stop a combo against a strike card, a blast card, a green card, a blue card, and an ultimate card. His AoE green card also knocks back opponents, allowing you to start a combo. His ultimate was a Arts Action ultimate, which means you could tap to do more damage and have other effects, which was also really good. Overall, this unit just changed up the meta, and it wasn't super overpowered, but he was definitely really good in a non-toxic way. Some people, I'm sure, definitely consider him toxic, but I think he was actually a pretty good release for this game. This unit hasn't aged the greatest, but I think it has aged better than some people say it has, and of course it is Fusion Warrior, which means it will always have a really good team. He was also a really hyped up unit from pretty much the whole community, so naturally he would get a really good ranking on this list. The number 3 spot goes to Ultra Beast Gohan. This unit is in a similar position as Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, where they're really hype, really cool, have great art, have great animations, and are really good in PvP. The reason why this unit has ranked better than Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is because Ultra Beast Gohan just has more unique features in my opinion. Ultra Beast Gohan has a unique gauge that can basically stop a Rising Rush and deal damage, and this character also has another gauge that fills up and allows you to do a special beam cannon, which does a lot of damage to the opponent. Because this unit is the last unit of 2024 and still really new, it's hard to say how well it will age. However, I do think it will age pretty well because it just seems like a solid unit and it is a Gohan, and everyone knows that Dragon Ball Legends loves to make Gohans really good. In the number 2 spot, I have Ultra Turles. Ultra Turles is my favorite unit of this year. However, that doesn't mean it's going to get the number 1 spot, but you'll see what the number 1 spot is, and I'm sure some of you can predict it. Anyway, Ultra Turles has really, really good animations in my opinion, and an amazing ink art animation and just like art in general. Ultra Turles has a comeback mechanic, which means once this character's health reaches 0, they will regenerate some health and can keep fighting. This mechanic is just really good and really fun, and it's just not toxic. It's just like a good solid mechanic that is not toxic even when you fight against someone with this character. This character has aged really well in my opinion. Even though not many people use Ultra Turles currently, I still use this character a lot, and I can say this character is still really good in PvP and holds up really well and is definitely kind of underrated. This character has been really good since they came out, and for some reason people just don't really use them that much. And finally, Ultra Turles was just super hyped up in the community, and most people were really excited for this unit to drop, so that's another reason why this unit is just really high on the ranking. And for the number 1 unit, I have Legends Limited Vegeta and Goku that fuse into Super Vegito. This unit has an amazing artwork, it has amazing animations, and it was just super hyped up in the community. Like, everyone was just going crazy over this unit. It also introduced the fusing mechanic, which was amazing, insanely hype. This character also had another ability that was really good for the meta. If you used a Rising Rush on your opponent with this character and they guessed the same card as you would still deal damage. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree that this ability was good for the meta. However, I think Rising Rushes are just so unfair that having an ability that lets you deal damage even if the opponent guesses your Rising Rush is really healthy for the game. I also think that this unit is the best aging unit in 2024. It definitely has fallen off a little bit, but not nearly as much as you might think. Even though Ultra Turles is my favorite unit of 2024, I just think there are so many reasons as to why Legends Limited, Vegeta, and Goku are just the number 1 unit. They have so much going for them. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.